January 9th, 2023, the gentlewoman from Florida, Ms. Cherfilus-McCormick, is recognized for 60 minutes as the designee of the Minority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I ask unanimous consent that all members have 5 legislative days to revise and extend their remarks and include any extraneous materials on the subject of this special order hour. It is with great honor.
Without objection.
Thank you. It is with great honor that I rise today to co-anchor the CBC Special Order Hour along with my distinguished colleague, Rep. Jackson. For the next 60 minutes, members of the CBC have an opportunity to speak directly to the American people on affirmative action, an issue of great importance to the Congressional Black Caucus, Congress, the constituents we represent, and all Americans. I rise today in the wake of the consequential U.S. Supreme Court decision on affirmative action, which will have devastating ripple effects and exacerbate inequalities for years to come. I'm a congresswoman, but on another note, I'm also an important mom to 2 amazing college students. Supporting our children through their admissions process was a frank reminder of my own personal journey. I remember the blanket of anxiety I experienced when pondering my options for higher education. Even with excellent grades, would the pronunciation of my last name work against me? Would someone see my volunteer and work ethic and find keywords such as the Urban League of Broward County or Black Student Union? Would I be accepted and would I be enough? Last month, the SCOTUS delivered a crushing and unnecessary setback to the promise of higher education and its ability to provide economic mobility to communities of color. I cannot stop thinking about every high school senior who is now worried that they won't have a fair chance to go to college, who fears they won't have the same shot at the American dream. As Americans, we are better than this. We must live up to the ideals of this nation. We cannot ignore the invisible advantages embodied in our society. The alternative to so-called neutral indicators of merit, like standardized test scores and extracurricular activities, are far from neutral. They are often influenced by unfair, devastating, and disadvantage that fall among racial lines. Here's what I know for sure. The grit and grind ingratiated in the heart of one of our own has pushed twice as hard for many Black students and minorities who are trying to actually raise the bar for their families, for their communities, and don't have access through legacy networks or rich family members who are donors. We must fight so that every student, regardless of their race, has an equal opportunity for higher education. And let me be clear, we will not stand by and be silent as extremists attempt to turn back the clock on civil rights. We must live up to the ideals of equality in our country, and we must, as a congressional body, enforce that the Supreme Court thinks about this decision and how it will affect the generations to come. With that, Mr. Speaker, I would love to yield to my co-anchor, Mr. Representative Jonathan Jackson.